What's going on, guys, and welcome to August episode of Game of the Month, the show where we pick a game at random every month, and at the end of the month, we talk about it. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And this is our third attempt at doing this intro. Holy shit, I'm upset. Couple quick reminders. We're moving into a new month, so make sure to download and play Street Fighter 5 and PUBG, both off for free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to download those, play those. Come back at the end of the month for Plus Club. Let us know what you thought of those games. We'll let you know what we thought of them. I want to thank everybody on Reddit who had the conversation with me on Plus Club about the games we just played, and we just did an episode on Fall Guys and Modern Warfare 2. It was a good conversation. Thank you everybody who joined that. Thank you everybody who watched that episode. If you didn't watch that episode, make sure to go check that out. And our game of the month was Earth Defense Force 5. And yeah, we already know what Chevy picked, but I'm going to have him reveal to you guys what he picked, and we didn't get that footage for some stupid reason. Chevy, I'm giving the floor to you. Present it how you want. What is our game of the month for September?
So a little deja vu here, but I picked a game that we all recently had bought and gives us an excuse to play it. Also, for your knowledge, this game is on multiple platforms: PlayStation 4, PC, iOS, and Android. And that game is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, and I believe it is $29.99. So,
wow!
If you're interested,
I'm so surprised.
Shock and awe.
All right, so I mean that's a good pick. It's a game that just came out. It's a game that I want to play, and it is a game that I could see myself easily not playing because of all the other games that are higher priority for me. So I'm glad you picked that, just because now I have to play it. Not that I didn't want to play it. I want to play it. I bought it already, but yeah, I started playing Last of Us Part 2 recently, trying to beat that and shit, and I was like, I'm gonna keep playing that more, so that probably would have overshadowed Crystal Chronicles, so now it won't. So that's cool. I'm stoked to play it with you guys, hopefully, unless you guys are like, no Seth's allowed.
No, the game's kind of similar to a lot of like multiplayer games where it can be a little chaotic when you have multiple people, but in a good way. So also spell fusing will be a lot easier with 3 people than it is with 2. Plus, I think you can do bigger spells with 3 people anyway. So, I don't know if it goes more than that. I haven't looked too much into it.
There's a couple of spells that have 4 people
okay.
requirements. Yeah.
The only thing that's going to suck, and just kind of forewarning to anyone who's going to be hopping into this game, story progression is whoever host is. So, if you're playing multiplayer with someone, you have to redo missions to progress their story as well.
Chris, are you excited?
I am excitement. Woo!
You are excitement?
He embodies
I am
it.
excitement.
You know what else is exciting?
Excitement.
That we have a Discord. It's linked down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. Any of you. You can be like, hey, I really want to talk to that dude with the red fucking hat. That dude, I don't know his name. I haven't been paying attention. He seems like someone I want to say something directly to, though. You can do that with the link down below. Check out our Discord. We also have a Patreon if you'd like to support the channel further than liking, commenting, and sharing with your grandpa all the episodes we've ever made. Make sure to check that out if you'd like to support the channel. Everything is appreciated. Nothing's expected. So thank you. What else? Type in hashtag STLG on your comment if you'd like to be considered for TastyCast. We do a segment where we reply to your guys' comments, and if you want to make sure that your comment definitely gets picked, put in hashtag STLG. Unless you say some weird shit on it that I can't put on the show, I'm still going to read it. I'm still going to respond to it. So think about what you say to me. Yeah, is there something else? We've done this intro 3 times, so I'm like, what's happening? We played Earth Defense Force 5 in August, and by we, I mean we played it like at the very end of August because we've been very busy boys. And yeah, if you didn't get a chance to play that, it is a third-person, 4-player cooperative action game where you play as one of 4 classes and run around defending the Earth against aliens. And by defending, completely decimating whole fucking cities full of people. I've made the joke many times playing all of the Earth Defense Force games that if I was living on this planet, I would be more afraid of EDF than the aliens. Like when the aliens show up, I'd be like, oh fuck, EDF's coming. We need to get the fuck out of this city right now. Because it's all going down, especially if I'm playing, because I destroy everything. Yeah, buildings are destructible. There's insects. There's flying saucers. There's frogmen who can blow their fucking legs off, and they just kind of crawl out around with their gun, shooting at you. And
It's so
shit.
weird,
It's
yeah.
kind of disturbing. And yeah, it's if there's one thing EDF is known for, it's its graphical prowess. It's one of the best looking games on par with Naughty Dog and Rockstar. As you can see in the video over here, we all played it. I'm dying to know Chevy's impressions. I'm dying to know the rest of Chevy's impressions.
I almost feel like maybe someone else should go first at this point, just so I can piggyback off him. Because
Chris, not me.
Okay.
only because
So,
I tried doing this once already.
So I got to play this game on both PS4 and PC, thanks to Chevy, and they were both. There's a fun difference between the two. They seem like controls. It's really weird because in my past experience, these games have been more akin to like being like console games that have a PC port afterthought, whereas this time around it felt way more controlled on the PC with keyboard and mouse. Which was a really nice and fun surprise to be able to have that finer tuning, aiming, and not so much the jitters that happen when you get a lot of explosions happening on screen, which is pretty much every 10 seconds.
Poor frames.
Like said that there are 4 classes. I found myself playing mostly the wing divers though, because I cannot stand to go 2 miles an hour across a map that is 800 miles long.
True.
And I gotta move. I gotta go. And the fun part about them is they're also like the disco class of a game. They just fire lasers and like everywhere, just constant lasers beaming. Like you could, if you needed to know where I was across the map, you could just tell me and look up, and I could just shoot beams straight into the sky. And you could tell where I was.
I'm over here.
Well, the fucking Rapier's fucking laser light show. I don't know why they call it that, because it's just laser spikes in every direction like a fucking porcupine.
It's great.
While flying through the sky. It's scary.
The thing I do like a lot about this though is that loot is not individual. If I go out and collect all the armor and all of the weapon crates that the enemies drop, it is shared not only amongst all the players on the map, but across all the classes for each player.
Yeah, it counts for everybody.
Yeah, it'll give you mostly the predominant amount of loot for whatever class you're playing, but it will give you stuff for other classes as well, which I find is really nice.
Yeah.
I did find myself being kind of the loot gatherer at some point. Though,
Anybody playing
because
Loot Diver should be.
Yeah, because it's so spread out and it's so far apart, and like most people can't move as fast as you as the wing divers can. So
Especially
kind of
if
just
you're
hop
carried under
skipping
ants.
across to collect all the loot. But it is a technical marvel of a game graphically. It's
Beautiful.
I mean, I love it, but yeah.
with a fantastic cast of voice actors.
The voice actors was. I don't know if it's a bad translation job or if it's just that's how awkward people
a B
talk in
movie,
this
man.
game. But-
EDF.
EDF. Just like, oh no, that bug killed my family. Time for revenge. Just like, oh god.
What's with the general? Oh, he lost his family to the bugs.
They don't call them bugs. They call them monsters.
I want to go home.
And they act super surprised when they do bug things. Like, those monsters are shooting acid. Acid, and they're ants.
Yeah.
It's like they've never seen a bug before.
They're flying. They fly now? They fly now.
They shoot silken strands? Silken strands? Yeah, they're spiders, bitches.
It's like in zombie movies. They always exist in a world without zombies prior to them, so they don't call them zombies. Whereas, like, a movie should just have zombies, and they're like, oh, fucking zombies. You just call them zombies? Yeah, they're fucking zombies.
Yeah. What's this revelation? Like, come on.
My favorite bit of dialogue, though, has to be when you come across the frogs for the first time, and the way that the people are describing them. They're like us. They're bipedal. They're just like us. And they're just giant frogs. How are they like us?
Bitch, speak for yourself. You look like him, not me.
And I made the argument. It's like, well, ostriches are bipedal. Are they just like us too?
Yes.
Well, with that logic, yes.
Bears are sometimes bipedal, so they're sometimes just like us.
Dogs too. Sometimes
Yeah.
dogs are bipedal.
Yeah.
It's if you don't take the game super serious though, it is a lot of fun and there's a lot of content to do. Chevy and I did 10 or 12 missions on the PC, and it said we had completed 0.75%
Yep.
of the game.
It's a
Yeah,
big
there's
ass game.
hundreds of fucking levels.
And 6 difficulties.
I also am triggered by you saying don't take the game serious. If you take this game serious, you're an asshole. This game doesn't take itself serious.
No.
If you play something like, it's not very realistic.
Okay, so like I
Nailed
said,
it.
in Take 2 that didn't get recorded, it's Dynasty Warriors, but with guns and aliens
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Which is something I was saying in fucking 4.7 Shadow
Warrior
Needs
1,
Despair.
yeah.
Like I played, I'm like, this gives me like a Dynasty Warriors vibe, just because you're just killing fucking endless seas of things and just collecting items, and at the end of it, you're like, oh shit, I got this.
Like, where's my loot?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just got the kind of like the, it's less mindless than Dynasty Warriors, just because there's a lot of things you can do to not die and to kill things in a strategic way. But when you get to the point where your weapons are crazy, you can just fucking just unload and just do all sorts of crazy shit, drop nukes. I mean, like the weapons in all the EDF games go from like crazy to fucking insane.
I was telling Chris, the game is not afraid to be ridiculous.
No.
Like the vehicle person starts out with that little spider walker, but eventually you get like Gundams.
Yeah, like full on mechs of
They're
different
bigger
sizes.
than buildings. Like
Yeah.
it's insane. So
which
Yeah.
is amazing.
yeah, no, the scale's very appreciated. A lot of games are kind of afraid to, or in movies, are afraid to kind of go like that insane. So
A little zany. Doesn't hurt anybody every now and then.
yeah.
It's a little fun.
For the sake of fun gameplay, fuck. No one's got the balls.
There was one point when Chevy and I were playing last night that we had to blow up a ship, and he couldn't get to it fast enough because the buildings were in the way. And I was trying to take care of ants so that the buildings would show the weak point more often. And so he's like, well, I can't get through here. I got to get around this. I was like, fuck it. I ran up, and I just started blowing up all the buildings that I could in the direction that he was running, just so he could get to things faster.
This is why
I was
the
like,
EDF
power
is so
plants, power lines, fuck that shit. Get out of the way.
EDF's horrifying. That's what I'm saying. If you live in that city, you need to leave. Don't stay indoors and lock the door. You need to get the fuck out of there
big. Yeah.
because a destructive goddamn force is coming. All the aliens do is float around in the sky like woo, and the ants crawl over buildings. You're way more safe in the building than when EDF comes and just fucking glasses the whole city. Screaming EDF, that's horrifying.
Or singing.
Or singing, yeah.
Singing, the singing.
Any other thoughts?
Nah, I had a lot of fun playing with you guys.
It is a game that is just fun. You know, every once in a while we talk about that. There's different games out there. You got ones that are trying to be like the most realistic, immersive thing ever. You got ones that are creative art house type games. Ones made for kids, all sorts of shit. But this is one of those games that you play and it's just fun.
I also find the game almost impossible to put down once I start.
Oh yeah, it's great.
So because you're just going and going, and every map is a different scenario with different enemies, and your loadout could be optimal, or in some cases, me and Chris, we did one mission, we both brought the wrong weapons for the job, and we're just like,
I hate when that happens.
oh my god, it's gonna take forever.
Especially when you get new weapons that you've never used before.
That's
you
exactly why.
You equip them just because you're excited, and one of them's like useless, and the other one needs someone else to laze a target for you to use it, and you're just like, I'm fucking useless.
Pretty much.
It's awful.
I had like turrets and my limpet gun, which for you guys, that's a gun that shoots a bunch of
Limpets.
detonatable mines, and then my vehicle couldn't aim like up, so and we're trying to take down spaceships. I was like, I can't reach them, like I just can't do it. So,
Yes, that's one thing that Wing Diver's really good about is just flying up to shit, hitting it. There'll be like missions where like bottom of a ship will open up randomly and you just fly up in there with a wing diver and just go and just fucking
unless you bring the wrong weapon, like Chris did.
yep. Unless you do exactly that, like Chris did.
That map took
One time.
So yeah, I mean, that being said, the 4 classes are extremely different. They fit different playstyles, and the game's really weird in the sense that they all also have different control schemes. So don't get too used to what your buttons do, because when you switch classes, they're going to probably do something different, which seems a little weird, but it's weird too because it fits for what you're playing as. So it's hard to say if it's a good or bad decision, but it does work. So
It's good. If they all play differently and they have different mechanics, then yeah, why not?
yeah. And then yeah, like I said, you go to different locales. It has, the destructibility, which is a lot of fun. Vehicles, weapons, gadgets, etc. I mean, there's just choice is kind of like the key thing in this game. Like, you literally, especially the more loot and gear you acquire, you can just play however you want, and either solo or with people or whatever. And it's, I don't know, I don't think I can say enough good things about it. And it's just funny because, like you said, when people see it, they're just like, what the fuck is this, man?
Yeah, because they look at the amazing graphics and they're just like, wow, I've never seen this. I'm like, yeah, bro, fucking EDF for life.
God, it just reminds me when you were playing Dragon's Crown, streaming it.
That one's hard, though, because that's like someone walking in on you when you got, like, you're looking at porn or something.
Or you're just watching very provocative anime or something.
Or like everyone's ever experienced. I always say this, and people are like, oh, no. Like, you'll watch something, no sex scenes forever. And then as soon as a sex scene starts, someone walks in. And they're like, what are you watching? And you're like, oh, God, I don't want to have to fucking explain myself. I swear, me and Rob, I was showing him the Berserk movies, all 3 of them. And we watched all of them. And we got to the very end of the 3rd Berserk movie. And for anyone who's seen Berserk or hasn't seen it, the end has a pretty fucked up scene. And it's like the one of 2 times that something like that kind of happens. And that scene happened. And at the time, one of our roommates walked down the stairs. And she just sees me and Rob just sitting right next to each other, just staring at the screen, and just there's some pretty obscene things happening. And she's like, what are you guys watching? And I literally look back and I'm like, of course you fucking showed up right now. Of course you did. It's an anime. This is like the one time this happens.
There's so much context that I'd have to explain.
Anyway, playing Dragon's Crown at any time, at any point in that game is that happening. People come in, they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, I swear it's fun. I swear, you just got to play it. Overlook the fucking crazy mountain-like structure of the Amazonian sitting so interestingly on
Brazenly.
on that fucking thing. We can talk about EDF.
I was saying, and then in a similar fashion, though obviously less provocative, EDF is one of those games, like, at first glance,
Don't judge it by its cover.
Yeah, you're going to go, this looks cheap, I don't get it. But then, like we've kind of already gone through, the amount of content, the amount of fun, and the amount of playability in the game, it's definitely something you have to just try. So
Yeah. So did you enjoy playing it?
I hated it.
Yeah. Did you give your impressions?
I've been doing that.
I thought you were just kind of explaining a couple things. Anything else?
No.
I love Earth Defense Force. I love every single one that I've played. I will fucking die on this hill in saying, play EDF. Don't look at it and go, don't think, just fucking play it. Shut up. It's really good. It's really fun. And something I kind of said earlier, the people who make fucking Earth Defense Force games, they don't take the game serious, but they know what they're doing. And they got the balls to make a game that is unlike any other game that exists. There's no game like Earth Defense Force to this capacity. Some people might look at the graphics and go, well, they could look a little better. I'm like, what they're doing with this game, like, you'd have to have a pretty substantial engine to run this many enemies crawling over fully destructible buildings using giant mechs shooting things that slowly, like a missile that slowly moves across the map, and once it hits will blow up fucking blocks of buildings. Like really crazy fucking weapons that you shoot, the grenade will fucking hit, break into multiple grenades, they bounce all over the fucking city, and like I'm the one that shot it and I'm going like, oh fuck, hopefully I don't die, and then they all blow up at the same time and start just ripping up the city and shit. It'd be a very, very tall order to try and get that to run on something that looks amazing. So they literally just fucking own it. They're like, we're trying to do some really ambitious shit with this. We're going to keep the fucking animations pretty fucking simple. We're going to keep the graphics down low, but we're going to achieve a gameplay that you can't get anywhere else. And that's one thing I love about these games. Like you guys kind of said already, there's a lot of missions in these games. When you get them, when you buy this game, you get over 100 fucking missions to play with up to 3 other people, fully cooperative from beginning to end. No weird bullshit where, you know, my progress is different than yours. Like if we both beat that level, we're both moving along. The loot we get, we keep. One thing they added to this game that the game prior didn't have is if you pick up the same weapon, it'll just upgrade that weapon now, which I think is a really interesting feature. In the last game, you just get a duplicate. Nothing would happen. In this, if you duplicate the weapon that you got before, it just gets stronger. So it's a way better system. The armor system is really simple. Every time you find an armor box, your guy just gets stronger. So every time you see a red box, go fly and grab it. You see a green box, go fly and grab it. I'm saying go fly and grab it because if you're a wing diver, you should be grabbing all this shit. There's a thing that happens a lot when I play with Josh. He plays the slowest guy on the fucking planet, the big tank dude, I forgot what they're called. And I see him just like boosting down the street, trying to get to a box. I'm like, no, you kill everything. Hold on, I'll go grab it. I just go and just slide in and grab it.
Yeah, that's what happened with me and Chris.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing that guy, but I was still way slower.
Yeah, the mobility of the wing diver is just like nothing compares to it. There's obviously some classes that have like vehicles that move quick and stuff. And in the last game, a motorcycle that didn't work, which was weird. And really janky ass helicopters, man. They fly like crazy. Like I was in the air, I'm like, I have to do everything possible to make sure we don't die to land this fucking thing.
You can kill your friends, by the way. Throw that out there real quick.
Oh yeah. Well, like I was saying earlier, there's weapons. That's one thing I love about this game is there are weapons so fucking crazy that you can annihilate yourself or people you're playing with easily. So you have like these weapons of just mass destruction. They hear just like you fucking shoot and go. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, called a missile strike, and it's literally like took the entire city length in 2 rows. And I told Chris like, don't fly over the red spot.
Yeah, shit like that just makes this game so enjoyable. So just the fucking crazy aspect to it. There's also just like a real fun sense that whole Starship Trooper feeling of just having a fucking swarm of bugs that are all just crawling over each other, crawling over buildings, just fucking.
It is very impressive the amount of bugs that are on screen.
Yeah.
And levels where the ground's covered with bugs, and then there's fucking flying saucers all over the sky and shit. I mean, it's just fucking mayhem, and I love it. These games have storylines that, if you actually pay attention to them, even though they're done by expert voice actors
and writers,
they're pretty dark, scary.
Super dark. By mission 10, 20% of the world's population is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh was saying, because I never beat the last game, but he was towards like I think he was on the last mission, and in that mission they're like doing a countdown of like the population of the Earth just fucking declining in this last like assault or some shit, and you're trying to like save just anything, and Jesus. That shit's dark as fuck. It's scary that like it's that dire.
Yeah.
That like that. I mean, it kind of gives the EDF reason to decimate shit, even though you're helping the aliens fucking destroy the planet. But like, if it's all bets are off, fucking, they're killing people that quickly over the planet. I guess you got to use some crazy shit. So it's the story is fucking pretty crazy. But yeah, it's a blast. I love it. It's really fun to play. I'm to the point where if there is an Earth Defense Force ever released, I will be buying it as soon as I can. I'm a huge fan, and yeah, I mean, there's like a voxel one coming out. EDF 6 is going to be coming out soon. I did not buy the Western made one. I'm curious about it though. I forgot who made it, but it looks a little better graphically because, you know, Western companies typically are like, fucking, we got to make it look good and immersive. What about gameplay? That comes second. But yeah, a lot of Japanese games that they're real big on the fucking
Making it a game.
making a video game, yeah. And this game is definitely follows exactly that philosophy. So yeah, love the game. Loved playing it in the short amount of time I have this month to play it. I do plan on playing it more. You guys just bought on PC, so that means I have to buy it on PC.
Oh, and I didn't bring it up this take. $30 on sale currently as this video comes out on Humble Bundle's website. So
Yeah. I just bought a couple of things on Humble Bundle right now, so that's fucking weird. Yeah, overall, great game. Love it. Moving into recommendations.
sure.
Do you guys have more to say on impressions?
No, because I mean, really, I'm just gonna say how much I have fun when I play it. So.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah.
So moving to recommendations, I would recommend everybody fucking try this game. I think some people, I don't know who would dislike this game. It's, I mean,
Impatient people.
There are people who are gonna look at this game and not want to touch it.
Well, and the menu system is old.
Sure.
So.
I mean, yeah, it's fucking a bit archaic, but
Yeah. So
I can't think of anybody that I would that I would be worried about recommending this to. That's not to say everybody I think is going to love this game, but it's not a niche market unless you're somebody who's just real against fighting bugs. I don't know who that is.
Or you're just a major graphics queen.
Yeah, you fucking hate bad graphics, but so many people I've talked to throughout my whole life always throw the argument like, well, gameplay is more important than graphics. I'm like, yeah, no, I fucking know. I still like graphics. But unless you're like the opposite, like graphics are more important than gameplay, I'd be like, who are you? Where'd you come from? Because I've never fucking heard that before from anybody. So, yeah, unless you just really are off-put by the graphics. That gameplay, though, I want to meet somebody who's played this game extensively and disliked this game. I just can't fathom it. It's weird.
I'll say last night, me and Chris were playing on PC, and I just couldn't stop fucking laughing the whole time. So
It's a blast. The game is fucking fun. If the game wasn't fun, you wouldn't play it. I mean, it doesn't offer anything else. It's just a fucking fun game.
yeah.
But I guess more specifically, if you are somebody who is into cooperative games, this is a cooperative game that allows for you could get creative with it. There's some classes that use equipment that other classes have to interact with things to help you use it, like missiles that have to lock onto things. Another class might have something that lays that target, so they could be over there, lays the target, and you could just launch a missile from far away and hit it. So there's some cool shit like that. There's vehicles that people can bring in, so you can fly in a helicopter and have multiple seats for people to sit in and help.
Sometimes they have multiple weapons too.
Exactly,
So,
yeah. So there's a lot of really cooperative things going on here, more than you'd really expect. Like there's a lot to this game. It's fucking kind of crazy.
There's also a lot of enemy types.
There's a lot of enemy types. Every like 2 missions, you're running into new enemies. It's really crazy. If you like games with loot like we do, you're gonna like this game. There's a lot of guns and it's all random. So you just play, you get new weapons, and they're not afraid to get crazy with the shit, which is the exciting aspect of the game.
Yeah.
If you like third-person shooters, if you're one of those people like I am who's just looking for that Starship Troopers experience, there's not a lot of games that offer it, but every once in a while you get one of those games where you just get to unload into a fucking crowd of monsters running at you, and this game offers that. If you like big boss battles, there will be missions in this game where there's like a big boss you have to fight. And then other ones you got to fight a lot of bugs, but then sometimes there's just like a giant monster or a giant fucking mech or a giant UFO and you got to fight it. And that's always kind of a fun task to take on with a group of people. Yeah, if you like class-heavy games, this has 4 classes that are all very different. They even control different, like Chevy said earlier, if that was in this take.
Yeah, I don't know anymore.
We're living on multiple
It is
timelines.
now.
Yeah, it's there now. And if you like corny, old school 1950s, 1960s sci-fi, like pulp comic type shit, this game is literally about aliens coming to destroy all humans and a crazy sci-fi fucking force to defend it from these, with real cheesy, corny dialogue that I think is self-aware. I think the voice
100%.
actors go in knowing they don't have to knock it out of the park with their voice acting, because you'll have the same character do the same say the same thing over and over again, and they'll say it in different tones in different ways. Like they just do
I'm
not
sure
give
they
a
were just
fuck.
just do it 50 times, however you want.
Yeah,
And
I'm
they
sure
just
like
keep
the
them.
I'm sure like the first Earth Defense Force that came over here, they probably try to take a little serious, but after a while, when you keep bringing these over and porting them over to, and making them, what's it called when you fucking localize it?
Yeah.
I'm sure after a couple of them, they just went, okay, we're getting another EDF. Let's just fucking get all these lines
Let's just
read.
go with it.
And people come in and they probably have fun just being, dorks going, no. And yeah, it almost adds to the charm of the game. It's so bad that if you're one of those people who like B movies, B horror movies, that you just watch them to laugh at them, you're going to do the same thing here in the best way possible. I'm making jokes about, the graphics and all that stuff, but it's so bad it's charming. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like it looks so bad and sounds so bad that I love it the way it is. So I'd actually be kind of upset if they went for like a photorealistic look. Let
Yeah.
fucking
I think it'd ruin
Rockstar and Naughty Dog do that. They don't got the balls to do it. Yeah.
I mean, I can't add because I agree. It is definitely a game I think everyone should at least try.
Yeah.
I mean, minus like, I suppose if you get like claustrophobic easily, because the ants will crawl all the fuck over you, and you will not be able to move or see in periods of that. So,
I'm just imagining someone with a controller in their hands just screaming because their character on a screen is just covered in ants.
I mean, it is a little terrifying.
When I was 3, I fell on an ant hill. I can't believe it's happening again. You said it wouldn't, Mom.
Or if you have any like phobias to bugs.
Your mom's not here. She hears me.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I think you covered it. It is definitely. I think everyone
With ants.
should try it.
Yeah.
It does
Covered
offer
it
just a
with
lot,
ants.
and just go into it with an open mind.
Yeah.
Chris, got anything to add?
No, I think you covered it pretty well. Just a caution: you should go in this game with a sense of humor, kind of like what we're reiterating over and over again with everything. Not just like the way the game looks or how the game plays, but like everything about this game, you need to have a sense of humor about.
Yeah.
I had a missile launcher called the Air Tortoise.
Yep.
It took 8 seconds to lock onto one target, and then the airships could outrun it.
Dude, yeah, some of the missiles move so slow. Like the wing diver I have, I forgot what it is, but it's like these plasma missiles, and they move so slow, but you can launch them quickly. So like, there's UFOs just zipping around. I was locking on, going toom, 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 and there's like slowly floating through the sky, and then the UFO would pass them, and they all turn towards it, and eventually it would like make the mistake of stopping somewhere, and they all go, and the whole fucking section C would just go, just fucking just rip up, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that. It worked, but it's a fucking weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like one of the missiles, like the air raider has. That's the engineer style class. You'll paint a target, and then it just sits there and pulses, and I'm like, dude, where's the attack? And I'll look. You can see off in the distance just these missiles slowly heading towards where you painted. And there's like 5 missiles coming. I'm like, oh my god, hurry up!
There's like giant missiles. They're huge. That will
massive.
just slowly fucking move through the sky. And I'm like, I don't think that's how physics work. But I see how slow they're moving. Not even the size. I see how slow they're moving. And I'm like, that's going to be a big hit. Like, that's going to be a huge explosion. I'm going to get the fuck over here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anything else? We grading it?
we're grading it.
All right, Chevy.
Okay, I'm going to give the game an A minus. I would go higher, but there are a couple things I'd like to see them change. One of them being the menu interface is very old fashioned, and there's a lot of clicking before getting into a match. So streamline that a little bit. That'd be nice. And then the other thing is customization for your character is like pretty minimal. And with a game with so much choice, it seems a little weird. So
they put more work into how much dialogue your character can say at any point. You can go through large lists of certain scenarios and different situations and fucking different levels if you want to be yelling or screaming, and then what you want to yell or scream, to the point where you can sing
songs that people join in.
Songs with multiple parts. I can sing the first part, you can sing the second part. And they have different versions of the voice of singing that.
But your armor, you get to choose a primary and main color, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
That I think that's kind of lazy compared to the rest of the game.
I would love to see in the next one red boxes for armor, green boxes for weapons, and then maybe like a purple box that has like
Cosmetics.
Yeah, cosmetics in it. That'd be fucking cool. Yeah. Make them more rare if you have to, but like it's still be full of like, oh shit, grab the fucking cosmetic.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll beat a level and it's like counting down. It doesn't wait for no one. And fucking it's like, it's like playing the fucking fanfare music. And like, you're like, grab the fucking boxes. It's like, don't kill the last alien. We gotta get all these fucking boxes.
There's a couple of times where I told Chris, I was like, that's the last one, don't kill it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So A minus.
A minus. Easy.
That's
easy.
a fucking high ass grade. Chris.
I am going to give it a B plus. It's teetering higher up there, but the problem I have is, like Chevy said, there's the cosmetics aren't there. The menus are kind of clunky. But the biggest problem I have is the mobility for most of the characters for the size of the map. It really hinders my enjoyment playing those other classes because I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with them.
Yeah.
And on a map, like I said, the size of, every map's the size of Texas. It's just kind of hard
pretty big
to
maps.
feel like you're participating if you're not a wing diver.
Yeah.
But it's enjoyable. It's really a fun game.
Yeah, I actually really like that the wing diver is so mobile and the other ones aren't, because, and I agree with the big guy. I can't play him because he's so fucking slow. But I do like the soldier and the
Air Raider.
And I do like that they move at a normal pace, because it gives you a better sense of being in a city and fighting bugs. From that perspective, when you're just literally just running on the street and you're like looking up the buildings and there's shit all over them, or like it gives you a better scale and makes you feel more like you're like a soldier on the ground. Whereas the wing diver definitely has the advantage of being able to fly wherever. But that's the thing I kind of like about the wing divers. You can like get up to the top of a fucking skyscraper and just start sniping from up there, or fly around and take things out of the sky. And it just has a purpose that the other ones offer things that the wing diver doesn't. So I get where you're coming from for sure. But the only one I really feel the exact same about is like the fucking big dude. I hate playing him because he's just so slow. But he's also got fucking like 2 guns and then 2 other guns he's holding, and fucking he's just
just wearing a power suit. Yeah,
he's like a goddamn gunboat.
Walking artillery.
But yeah, I get that. So B plus, A minus. Do you have anything else to say, Chris?
No.
Man, I really want to give it that A minus you gave it, because I fucking love it, but I got to give it a B plus. But it's the strongest B plus to ever be B plus to ever. It's just right up against the glass of the A section, just because I kind of reserve that area for like games that might impact me or something, to different varying degrees or something. But yeah, it's got to be the strongest B plus ever, because the fun factor alone is that A minus. The reason I can't give it the A minus is because it does come off clunky in some ways, and I love this game to fucking death. If it was like for the shittiest looking games ever, it'd be the A plus of the shittiest games ever, like looking games. It is such a blast to play. It's so fun. I love this game to death, but it is held back by a non-impactful story. It's fun. Graphics that are, I don't care. I like the way they look, but they're not good. Some glitchy weapons that work weird. I haven't encountered the motorcycle in this one, but in the prior game, and that's not affecting my grade. But in the prior game, there was vehicles that just did not work. That's what we're dealing with here in these games. And there's just an overall jank that a jankiness to it that I can't put in the A section. But it does deserve it. I just can't do it. But yeah, B plus. It's such a fucking fun game that I recommend to everybody.
Yeah.
Anything else? It's on sale. Go pick it up.
Yeah, I gotta go pick it up. I was watching you play it on PC, and there's like no lag, and I was like, holy
No
shit.
dropped frames. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Plays just fine on console. I'm not trying to unsell the console version,
And,
but
yeah,
if you
get it-
can play it on PC, it is smooth.
Also, something I didn't say earlier, and I really should have. It has split screen co-op.
Yep.
Same screen. So that's fucking awesome. Another reason why the graphics are, lower is because you're able to play this game with two people in the same screen, and
While mayhem occurs.
but it does lag on console. That's another reason the graphics are low, is because even with the graphics looking like that, you're gonna get some chug sometimes,
Yeah,
because
you
this
get drop
game
frames.
is demanding when a lot of things are happening. I mean, when you have that many bugs on screen and an explosion that's getting rid of buildings on your screen and enemies all at the same time, it's pretty demanding.
And they jib.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on, and in this one there's blood, which is gross.
Chris took a screenshot. I hit one guy with a missile, and I painted an entire section of a city with his blood.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah, it's fucking. It gets ridiculous sometimes. All right. Well, let us know in the comments, what did you guys think of Earth Defense Force 5? Have you played it? Have you not played it? Have you played any of the games in the series? What's your favorite game in the series? If you've played the game, what is your favorite class? And what do you think about the frog people?
Did we sell it to you?
Did we sell it to you? Yeah. We always try and discuss games in a way that, offers for somebody who hasn't played it. Maybe you want to play it. And I was going to say something else and I forgot completely. What would you grade it? What would you grade it if you have played it? But that's going to do it for this episode of Game of the Month. Quick reminder that we'll be playing Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles in the upcoming month, which we're in right now, September. Yep. So make sure to play that as well. And it's like $30. $30. So and it's on everything. It's on
cross save, cross play.
Yeah, so. It's on your phone. Kind of want to see what it's like on there. And yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook. At Tasty Lou Gaming. Check out our streams, link down below. We have a Discord link down below as well. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. If you prefer to listen to us, we were averaging a couple months ago about 12 plays per video or per audio on the podcasts, and now we're around 30 on average.
Oh, wow.
So that's gone up quite a bit in the last couple of months. So thank you everybody who might be listening to this. Whether you watch or listen, thank you for listening. That's awesome. I'm glad to see that's growing. When we the first 3 years of this channel, we're averaging 24 views a YouTube video. So it's nice to see that the podcast version is now in that trajectory of what our videos used to do. So
it's funny too, because anytime specifically with Plus Club, anytime I've seen you post on Reddit, there's this occasional person who's like, I really want to check this out, but I have bandwidth restrictions. Do you have an audio only version?
Yeah, every once in a while on Reddit someone's like, do you have an audio version? I'm like, yeah, actually. So slowly but surely we're gaining more people listening, and that is awesome. So I try and do a good job in a way that you guys can understand what's going on in an audio version as well. So I don't like to put the video versions or things that we're watching
Reactions.
stuff on there because it just doesn't translate. But anyway, all I want to say is thank you everyone who watches the show but also listens to it. That's really fucking cool to see. I saw that today and I was like, that's awesome. Also interesting tidbit when it comes to stats, our ratio of men to women, I guess, that watch, it's predominantly dudes, but in the podcasts, there's I think it's 6% girls. So
Interesting.
which is interesting, but it's way less views, or listens. I don't know how you fucking measure that. Anyway, thank you. We have a Patreon link down below if you want to support the channel further than liking, commenting, and all that stuff. And something else. Type in hashtag AskTLG on your comment if you want to be considered. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
Until the next episode later this week. Have a good one, guys, and take it easy.